Scottish thrift is likewise said to be responsible for the evolution of the sport known as curling, a refrigerated form of lawn bowling. According to the legend, a young Highland bride was baking her first haggis for her husband when it suddenly rolled out of the oven and fell on his foot, removing it at the ankle and proceeding through the floor into the cellar, where it wrecked part of the foundation of the house, pronounced hoose. Being a man of frugal habits, the husband salvaged the haggis, stuck a handle on it, and thus became the father of the first curling rock. His wife caught the first train to Reno. Today, curling is becoming increasingly popular in Canada. Every winter, more and more men, most of them perfectly normal-looking, middle-aged businessmen, respected members of the community, get together in an alley of ice to throw rocks at one another. One reason for this popularity, of course, is that the prerequisites of curling are simple. All you need is some ice, a slug of scotch, a dash of absinthe, and three guys who are as nuts as you are, and, brother, you'll be curling in no time. The first symptom of a man being masticated by the curling bug is his sudden interest in brooms, just ordinary brooms. His wife, for instance, catches him one night sneaking out the back door with her broom under his coat. When she tries to make him tell her what he's going to do with the broom, he merely stares at her in grim silence, his eyes gleaming with the wild light of the fanatic. Or the more cunning type of curler may take the broom out of the closet on the pretense of going out to clear the snow off the front porch. Then, as soon as he gets outside the house, a big black sedan full of more men with brooms skids to the curb, picks him up, and roars away into the night. Some women have even suspected the old man of running around with a witch, until they found out he had become a curler and shot themselves. Until you've seen a curler in action, however, it's difficult to appreciate the importance of his broom. For the minute a player bowls his rock down the ice, other players swoop upon it with their brooms, sweeping furiously at the ice immediately in front of the rock in what appears to be an attempt to discourage it from going any farther, while the bowler runs behind, his head cocked on one side, cooing softly to the rock to ignore the brooms and keep going. This is the point at which the average spectator loses his faith in humanity and is prepared to hand the world over to the insects with no questions asked. If the rock manages to escape the sweepers, it is a good chance of landing inside one of the rings at the end of the ice. Once an opponent has succeeded in placing a rock in a ring, it becomes necessary for you to knock him out. This may be done by lifting a rock and hitting him firmly over the head with it. If you could be caught doing this, however, it will be counted as a foul, your broom will be taken away from you, and you will have to play the rest of the match with a clothes whisk. At first glance, there seems to be little point to this sport of curling, but this is not altogether true. For one thing, it sells a lot of brooms. So far, nobody has successfully attempted to run ahead of a curling rock with a vacuum cleaner, mostly because it's harder to sneak a vacuum cleaner out of the house without the wife seeing. All the attachments fall out of the box, you know how it is. Perhaps it is just as well, though, because with vacuum cleaners in a hot, closely fought bonspiel, the smaller players would soon start disappearing right and left. Besides, you don't want the game to look silly, do you?